Admiral Taiho Park stood at the window of the TSS Indomitable, the largest ship in the Terran fleet. His dark eyes watched the stars as his ship waited at the edge of humanity's home system. 40 years in space had left his face lined and his hair gray, but his back remained straight and proud. "Admiral, we have a message coming in from the Galactic Council," said Lieutenant Jiwoo. Her voice was calm, but her fingers tapped nervously against her console. "Show it," Taiho said, turning away from the stars. The screen lit up with the image of a tall alien. Speaker Grax had blue skin that glowed slightly in the dark room behind him. His four eyes blinked at different times as he looked at Taiho. "Admiral Park of the Terran Empire," Grax said, his voice deep and slow. "The Galactic Council has reached a decision about your species." Taiho felt his stomach tighten. The Council had been debating Earth's status for months. Humans had spread to 20 star systems in just 100 years, faster than any other known species. The Council finds that humans are spreading too quickly. You take too many resources. You build too many ships. "You are a danger to galactic peace," Grax continued. "The Council demands that humans leave all colonies except those in your home system. You must destroy half your ships. You have 30 days to begin this process." Taiho kept his face blank. "And if we refuse? Then the combined fleets of the Council will remove the human threat permanently." Grax's upper eyes narrowed. "This is not a negotiation, Admiral. It is an ultimatum." The screen went dark. Taiho turned to his crew, who stared at him with wide eyes. "Send a message to Emperor Do-Yeon," he ordered. "Tell him exactly what the Council said. Then call all ship captains for a meeting." Lieutenant Jiwoo nodded. "Sir, what will we do?" Taiho looked back at the stars. "We've spent 20 years trying to make peace with the Council. We joined their trade networks. We shared our medicine, asked only to be left alone to grow." His hands tightened into fists. "Now they want us to give up everything we've built. They want us to become weak so they can control us." He turned to face his crew. "We will not surrender. If the Council wants a fight, they will learn why humans have survived on a world that tried to kill us at every turn. They will learn why we spread to the stars so quickly." His voice grew stronger. "They will learn that. Threatening Earth is the last mistake they will ever make." In the silence that followed, Lieutenant Jiwoo sent the message to Earth. The crew of the Indomitable began preparing for war, their movements quick and sure. They had trained for this day, hoping it would never come. Deep in the ship, weapons that had never been used in real combat were checked and loaded. Shields were tested. Engines were pushed to full power and back again. Taiho watched it all from the bridge, his mind already planning the battles to come. The Council had more ships, more soldiers, and controlled more territory. But they had made one critical error. They had given humanity time to prepare. Sir Jiwoo called out. "Emperor Do-Yeon is responding." The screen lit up again, showing a man in his 50s with a stern face and sharp eyes. Emperor Do-Yeon Kim had united Earth's nations 20 years ago, creating the Terran Empire that now reached for the stars. "Admiral Park," the Emperor said. "I've received your message about the Council's demands. What are your orders, Your Majesty?" Taiho asked. Do-Yeon's face hardened. "Begin Operation Thunderstrike. Call our ships back from the border. Activate all sleeper agents in Council space." He paused. "And Admiral, show them no mercy. They have threatened our home. Make them regret it." Taiho bowed his head. "It will be done, Your Majesty." As the screen went dark again, Taiho turned to his crew. "You heard the Emperor. Send the coded message to all Terran ships. Operation Thunderstrike begins now." Round him, the crew moved with new purpose. The Terran Empire was going to war. Chief Scientist Hyun Wukong had not slept in 3 days. His lab deep beneath New Seoul was filled with the hum of machines and the glow of screens. 20 of Earth's best scientists worked around him, their faces tired but determined. "The quantum displacement field is stable," Hyun-Woo said, pushing his glasses up his nose. "But we can only fit the technology on 5 ships so far." Emperor Do-Yeon nodded, looking at the glowing blue device in the center of the lab. It was smaller than he had expected, barely the size of a car, but it might be the key to humanity's survival. "Will 5 ships be enough?" he asked. Hyun-Woo shrugged. "One ship with this technology can take down the shields of an entire space station." 5 ships could disable a fleet if they work together, and the Council has no defense against it. Quantum field attacks the basic structure of their shield technology. Lest they completely rebuild their shields from scratch, they can't stop it. Do-Yan smiled for the first time in days. Good work, Hyun-woo. Get some sleep. I need your mind sharp in the days ahead. As Hyun-woo left, General Mingi-yoon entered the lab. Her uniform was crisp, but dark circles under her eyes showed she had been working as hard as everyone else. Your Majesty, she said with a quick bow. The Council fleet is gathering at Proxima Centauri. We have over 300 ships. How many can we gather to meet them? Do-Yan asked. 120 if we pull ships from all colonies. Do-Yan frowned. Not enough for a direct fight. No, sir. But Admiral Taiho has a plan. Minji handed him a tablet. Operation Phantom. While the Council thinks we're gathering for a big battle, our 5 ships with the new technology will strike deep into their territory. Do-Yan read the plan quickly. Bold. Risky. But if it works, we show them we can hit anywhere, anytime. We show them their ultimatum was a mistake. Emperor handed back the tablet. Approve it. And what about our people on the outer colonies? Evacuations have begun. We're moving civilians to the inner systems. The mining stations are being stripped of anything valuable? Do-Yan nodded. And our other project? Minji's face grew serious. Our agents have gathered enough evidence. The Council isn't united against us. Speaker Grax's species, the Zith, have been manipulating the other Council members for centuries. They see us as a threat because we're growing too fast and asking too many questions. Can we use this? We're ready to release everything to all. Council species at once. When the time is right, Do-Yan walked to a large map of the galaxy, looking at the tiny section that humans had claimed. The Council thinks they're dealing with a young, experienced species that will either surrender or fight a conventional war. He turned back to Mingi. They don't understand that humans have been fighting each other for thousands of years. We've learned a few tricks, yes, Your Majesty. Begin Operation Phantom, and prepare Operation Truth for my signal. Do-Yan's eyes were hard. The Council gave us 30 days to surrender. Instead, we'll use that time to break them apart from within. Captain Jin-Woo Lee felt his heart pounding as the TSS Defiant prepared to jump. His ship was one of the 5 equipped with the new quantum displacement technology. Their mission was simple, but dangerous. Strike at the heart of Council space and show them that nowhere was safe. All systems ready, Captain, said his first officer, Yoon-ji. Her hands moved quickly over the controls. Quantum full drive is charged. Jin-Woo looked at his crew. They were young, most under 30, but they were the best the Terran Empire had to offer. Remember your training. We go in fast, hit the target, and get out. No heroes today. Target is the Zith shipyard at Centauri Prime, Yoon-ji reminded them. It builds 1/3 of the Council's warships. Jin-Woo nodded. Begin the jump on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Mark. The stars outside the ship stretched and twisted. For a moment, the crew felt like they were being pulled in all directions at once. Then reality snapped back into place, and they were in a new star system. Jump complete, Yoon-ji reported. Stealth systems active. We are undetected. Through the view screen, Jin-Woo could see Centauri Prime, a large blue planet. Orbiting it was their target, a massive space station shaped like a wheel, with ships under construction along its spokes. The other ships have arrived, Yoon-ji said. All in position and undetected. Jin-Woo took a deep breath. Begin targeting. Sequence. Charge the quantum displacement field. The ship hummed as power flowed to the new weapon. On the screen, Jin-Woo could see the other 4 Terran ships moving into position around the shipyard. QD field charged, Yoon-ji reported. Inked. On your command, for Earth, Jin-Woo said quietly. Fire. Blue energy shot from all 5 ships, not hitting the station directly but creating a field around it. The station's shields flickered and died as their basic structure was disrupted by the quantum field. Shields down, Yoon-ji confirmed. Strike drones. From each Terran ship, 10 small unmanned craft shot toward the now defenseless shipyard. They carried conventional explosives, targeting key points on the massive structure. The explosions were precise and devastating. Power cores overloaded, fuel lines ruptured, construction bays collapsed. Within minutes, the pride of the Zith fleet building. Capacity was breaking apart. No council ships are responding yet, Yanji said. They don't know what hit them. Ginwu nodded. Send the message, then prepare to jump home. A simple text message was broadcast on all council frequencies. The Terran Empire rejects your ultimatum. This was a warning. We can strike anywhere. Reconsider your position. As alarms finally began to sound on Centauri Prime, the 5 Terran, ships disappeared back into the quantum fold, leaving destruction and confusion behind. Council Speaker Grax slammed his fist on the table, making the other representatives jump. How did they get past our defenses? How did they disable our shields? Answer me. The military advisor, a fellow Zith named Kraz, looked down at his notes. We... don't know, Speaker. The human ships appeared from nowhere. Our sensors didn't detect them until they fired. And their weapon. It's like nothing we've seen before. And this wasn't the only attack, added another advisor. In the past week, humans have hit 3 major military bases, to supply depots, and now our largest shipyard. They appear, strike, and vanish before we can respond. Right? Grax looked around the council chamber. Representatives from 20 alien species watched him, their faces showing fear, confusion, and most worrying doubt. We outnumber them, Grax insisted. Our combined fleets are still 3 times larger than their entire navy. But our ships can't fight what they can't see, said Representative Kalen of the Arcturian Confederation. The tall, thin alien's voice was calm but firm. And now we're receiving troubling information. What information? Grax demanded. Kalen touched a control and screens around the room lit up with documents, images, and videos. These files appeared on all our networks simultaneously. They show centuries of Zith, manipulation of council policy, secret deals, suppressed technologies, even assassinations of leaders who questioned Zith authority. The room erupted in angry shouts and questions. Grax tried to speak over the noise, but the damage was done. The carefully built unity of the council was cracking. These are human lies, he shouted. Propaganda to divide us. The documents have been verified by our best analysts, said Representative Murix of the Valerian hegemony. They appear genuine, and they explain why the Zith were so quick to demand action against the humans. Because humans were asking questions no one has asked in centuries, Kalen added. They were looking into old council decisions that benefited the Zith at the expense of other species. Grax saw his control slipping away. We voted unanimously for the ultimatum. Based on information you provided, Murix countered, information that now appears false. My government is reconsidering our position on this conflict, Kalen announced. We call for an immediate ceasefire and negotiations with the humans. As does mine, Murix added. One by one, other representatives stood to join them. Grax watched in horror as his coalition fell apart. Meanwhile, in a secure location not far from the council chambers, Emperor Do-Yon met with representatives from 7 council species who had secretly reached out to the Terran Empire. The evidence you provided has changed everything, said the Arcturian diplomat. If the Zith have been manipulating us all this time, ... We don't seek the destruction of the Council, Do-Yon assured them, only reform. A true galactic community based on equality and respect. The Council votes tomorrow on whether to continue this war, the Valerian representative said. With our support, the war faction will lose their majority. Do-Yon nodded. And humanity will have allies, not enemies, among the stars. 100 days after the Council's ultimatum, Emperor Do-Yon stood before the reformed Galactic Assembly. The Grand Chamber, once dominated by the old Council species, now hosted representatives from 87 worlds, including 23 that had never been granted representation before. Today marks not a victory for humanity, Doyon addressed the assembly, but a victory for all species who believe in freedom and cooperation. Former Council Speaker Grax and his closest allies had been removed from power, their centuries of manipulation exposed. It's the new Charter of Galactic Rights, written by human and alien experts together. It's promised protection for all member worlds. Admiral Taiho, standing behind the Emperor, allowed himself a small smile. The Terran fleet, once prepared for a desperate fight, now worked with ships from many allied species to keep peace. Our answer to the ultimatum was not just with weapons, Dojin continued. It was with truth. It was with friendship offered to those who had been told we were enemies. The old council thought that humanity's greatest strength was our technology or our determination. They were wrong. He looked around the room at the many different aliens gathered there. Humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to turn enemies into friends, to find common ground even with those very different from us. We didn't just fight back against a threat, we created a new path forward. As the assembly cheered, Doyon turned to Taiho. Was it worth the risk we took, old friend? Taiho nodded, watching the celebration. Peace always is, Your Majesty, even when you have to fight for it. In the years that followed, humanity continued to expand among the stars, but now they did so alongside new allies. The quantum displacement technology that had helped win the brief. War was now used to power ships that explored deeper into the galaxy than any had gone before. And on a small blue planet called Earth, children looked up at the night sky and saw, not a darkness filled with threats, but a universe filled with possibilities. The ultimatum that was meant to end humanity's rise had instead launched them to heights no one could have imagined. Not as conquerors, but as builders of a new and better galactic community.